When we think about hip hop, so many thoughts come to mind because we're talking about a contemporary phenomenon that is almost 50 years old. But it's important to be able to go back to the essence and look at not only the content of hip hop and how it was created, but the context in which hip hop was created. We're going to take a moment, look at this short video. While you're looking at the video, I want you to jot down your thoughts that come to mind about hip hop solely based upon what you see in the video, and drop these thoughts into the chat box.
My name is DJ Kool Herc.
The music spun by Herc is different from the stuff most DJs are playing.
He would take two records and spin it back and forth in the same spot, so it just prolonged the break beat.
Herc's style catches on, and not just with B-boys, but with MCs who use the break to pick up the mic.
He talks now with the rhythm. He rhymes a little bit here and there, and just, you see the development start. Now I kind of want you to give me a story. Yeah, the next thing you know, all of these people are actually rapping.
People went there to dance, and then it became something where people had to listen.
They were partying their pain away. They were speaking their pain away. They were using music to be an escape from the oppression that they were undergoing, and that's what hip-hop was born out of.
Hip-hop, the phoenix rising out of the city's ashes.
You would go into some very rough neighborhoods, but the energy was amazing. You felt something that you couldn't feel anywhere else. So this began to replicate itself and got bigger and bigger.
A musical revolution is brewing in these Bronx basements, and it's about to explode.
Okay, if you haven't completed your thoughts, please take a moment, drop them into the chat. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. We're just setting the stage so that we can look at hip hop in the context of rites of passage. And this is key because as we move throughout this course, you'll be able to begin to supplement how hip hop is being presented as a rites of passage to thinking about your program. And in this context, My Brother's Keeper and the different activities that fall under that umbrella approach. How can rites of passage be infused into those program offerings? Let's continue. Because of time, I'm going to pass this video. This video just really quickly gives more detail about the history of hip hop in the Bronx. It features some of the luminaries, and what we can do is email the link to this video so you can watch it in between sessions and do the same exercise, jotting down your thoughts on what comes up in watching this video. I want to take my time and go through this chart right here because this sets the foundation for the rites of passage drum approach. Over the next 3 sessions, we will go through these 6 pillars. You'll see this chart a number of times, but I wanted to begin by introducing hip hop as a person going through the rites of passage. It begins with the call. The video that we just watched gave the context and the environment where the call came forth. And that call came from conditions of poverty and underperforming schools. And that call was also to come out of the gang activity and the violence that was engulfing the young people at that time. The rituals transferred from being rituals of violence to rituals that became movement, that became color, that became sound. The trials were having to navigate and deal with growing up in the South Bronx in the early 70s, not too far removed from the civil rights movement, but feeling worlds away from some of the prosperity that was coming up downtown through disco and other things like that. So now they began to pull from different forms of guidance that guided their steps. The Enlightenment came where many of them changed their names. And in early hip hop, you had pseudonyms, and those pseudonyms represented attributes about yourself that you wanted to make people aware of, or aspirational attributes about yourself. It was that element of knowledge of self that was an underpinning of the creative aspects of hip hop that are often more known. The celebration became when they went from groups coming together to fight to groups coming together to watch people dance, to watch people rhyme, to watch the DJ do his or her thing. That became the celebration. The party became the celebration. And the reincorporation, we are now almost 50 years old. The reincorporation is now that you have hip hop inside of the academy getting PhDs, you have hip hop inside of the corner office, you have hip hop being presented on pulpits, and now that you have a fulfilled responsibility that probably surpassed what the originators even imagined what this culture could do. And this is just a way to look at hip hop through the rites of passage. When we get to module 5, you'll see this again, and then you'll see a blank form where you'll begin to work through your program theme through this same piece. I apologize once again for not being able to be with you in person, but we wanted to make sure that you got this grounded information, and I look forward to continuing to build with each one of you moving forward throughout the rest of this course. Peace.